Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to day 89 of Devotional Time for Mindset. Hey, Cousin Arnetta. Hey, Ken, Riley, Susan over on Clubhouse. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are on day 89 of our 101-day journey, not 100 anymore. Hey, Kay, welcome back. Hey, Wilcher. Hey, Cousin Dana. Our 101-day journey. We added a bonus day. Hey, Rico. Cousin Arnetta says, good evening over on Clubhouse. Hey, Laura Rose, welcome. So we added a bonus day. You may have noticed that it went from 100 to 101. We have a bonus day. Hey, Cousin Nikita. And on our 101st day, so after 100, then we will have a celebration. So you guys do whatever you need to do so that you can be prepared to come spend live time with me on camera. Okay. Go to mindsetmastersuite.com, click the live button and join me live on our 101st day to celebrate the completion of our 100-day journey. Meanwhile, this is day 89, so we still have 11 days left to go. This devotional is guided by Battlefield of the Mind Devotional by Joyce Meyer. If you want to follow along with us, you can download your free copy of the devotional at mindsetmastersuite.com. You can also submit a prayer request at mindsetmastersuite.com. And you can contribute your answers to our favored list at mindsetmastersuite.com. And listen, I just have one favor to ask of you guys. If Devotional Time for Mindset has impacted your life in any way, shape, or form, I don't care how small or how big, then please go to mindsetmastersuite.com and leave a testimonial, okay? And then lastly, what else you can do at mindsetmastersuite.com is subscribe to our official Devotional Time for Mindset community. Okay. Let's see. Maisha says, my name is Maisha. How do I go on without my mom? I'm not sure what you mean go on without your mom. As in your mom passed away? Or do you mean how do you go on a platform? If you mean passed away, then my condolences to you. And Jesus is the only one that can give you that peace. So everyone just put Cousin Maisha in your prayers because I'm going to assume that that is what she's meaning over on TikTok. Okay, so make sure you go to mindsetmastersuite.com and subscribe to our official DTM community because that is where we will be hanging out after our journey is over. Once these 101 days are over, that's where we'll be. And actually, we'll be starting a 5-day fast together on April 1st. Okay, so make sure you get in there and join the official Devotional Time for Mindset community. All of those things can be found at mindsetmastersuite.com. Also, if you want to catch any of the replays from the previous 88 days, then go to mindsetmastersuite.com, click on the YouTube button, and there you will find all the DTM replays, okay? Hey, D.A. Ryan. Hey, Ink Chimeg. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, let me know where around the world you are tuned in from. Cousin Katasha is back with us, tuned in live from Maryland. Let me know whether you're in the States or you're overseas somewhere. Let me know where you're tuned in from, and let me know if this is your first time ever tuning into DTM, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. I'll introduce myself and we will get on with our day's devotional. My name is Lindsay Vertner. I'm a mindset expert, speaker, and actress, and I work with high achieving leaders to help them prioritize self without guilt. And it is a part of my personal purpose to help each and every one of you to create what I call a first-class life, which is a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. And that's actually the life that God desires for each and every one of us. However, we have to make sure that we are mindful of the attacks of the enemy because the enemy wants the complete opposite and he will do whatever he can to steal that away from us. Okay. So that is why we're here on Devotional Time for Mindset, so that we can grow in our walk with Christ and just strengthen our faith. Cousin Mama Net is tuned in live from Indiana. Welcome back. All right, family, let's get started with today's devotional. Again, if you want to follow along with us, you can download your free copy of the book at mindsetmastersuite.com. And I'm going to read the devotional directly from the book. And after I'm done reading the devotional, we will get directly into our discussion where things get juicy. Okay. So let's get started with day 89. I almost lost it. Day 89. The topic is tips for being thankful. The opening scripture reads, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Many evils confront the consistently righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. That's from Psalms chapter 34, verse 1 and 19. The devotional reads, all of us know we need to be thankful. God tells us to do so, and we also know from our own experience that once we seriously start praising God, our burdens and our troubles seem to weigh less heavily on our shoulders. That's part of the power of being thankful. As we pause to give thanks to God for what's good in our lives, we also appreciate what we have. I believe God wants us to be grateful people, people who are filled with gratitude not only toward God, but also toward other people. That's my first tip. When someone does anything nice for you, let that person know you appreciate it. One day I was going into an office building and a man standing nearby opened the door for me. I thanked him and smiled. You're the fifth person I've held the door for, he said, and you're the first one to smile and the second to thank me. I thanked him a second time. Afterward, I thought how much we take others for granted, even when they do such simple things as open a door for a stranger. Instead of accepting that that's the way things are, we can develop a thankful mind. Did your bus arrive on time today? If so, did you thank the driver? When you ate at the restaurant, did you thank the waiter for filling your coffee cup a second time without being asked? I could go on, but that's the point I want to make. Develop an attitude of gratitude toward the people in your life. Here's another tip. Appreciate your family members, especially the person to whom you're married. I appreciate Dave, and even though we've been married a long time, I still tell him that I appreciate him. He's patient with me and thoughtful. Just those few words of thanks are a great way to develop a thankful mind and heart. Try this. When you express appreciation, it's good for the other person to hear the words, but also remember that it releases joy in you. You enrich both your life and another person's life, even in small ways. Another thing you can do is meditate daily on things for which you can be thankful. I have a friend who won't get out of bed in the morning until he has thanked God for at least 10 things. He counts them on his fingers, and they're small things, really, such as having a reliable car to drive, being a member of an exciting Sunday school class, or just being thankful that he's healthy. He says that at night he goes to sleep by focusing on at least 3 things that went well that day. He relives those 3 positive things. For him, it can be as simple as his supervisor telling him what a good job he did on a project or an affirming email from a friend. Here's another tip. Be thankful for the honesty in other people. No one likes to hear negative things, but sometimes you need to hear them. Of course, they may momentarily hurt your feelings, but you can still learn and grow from the experience. I have a friend who says, only 2 people will tell you the truth about yourself. Someone who's angry at you and someone who loves you very much. God uses both types of people in our lives. So be thankful for people who tell you the truth about yourself, even if it's not what you want to hear. When you hear the truth, especially something of which you're not aware, you can change. And after you've changed, isn't that just one more thing for which you can be thankful? The closing prayer reads, God, thank you for all the good things you send into my life. Thank you for all the terrible things you don't send into my life. Thank you for the people in my life who help me to grow closer to you and become a more thankful person. I pray this through Jesus the Savior. Amen. Hey, Dana. Hey, Soleil. Hey, Nikisha. Melody, Nicole, Lanoko, Cousin Trey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Fayan. Cousin Trey says amen over on TikTok. Welcome back, everyone. Cousin Fab Tab says hello, tuned in live from Indianapolis. Cousin Soleil says amen on Instagram. All right. If you're just tuning in, we just completed our day 89 devotional reading as we continue on our 101-day journey. Go to mindsetmastersuite.com, and that is where you can download your free copy of the book. You can submit a prayer request. You can subscribe to our official DTM community. You can also submit your answers for our favorite list. And if DTM has impacted your life in any way, shape, or form, then please make sure you leave a testimonial at mindsetmastersuite.com. Okay. And if you want to watch the replays, go to mindsetmastersuite.com. Just click on the YouTube link and you'll find all of the replays there for now. Lastly, as another reminder, make sure that you tune in on day 101, because that is our bonus day, and we are going to come live on camera all together and celebrate the completion of our 100-day journey. Okay, so let's get started into today's discussion about being thankful. So last night, or was that earlier today? I think it was last night. I had gotten on Facebook, and maybe it was late this morning. You know what? I know what it was. I pulled an all-nighter last night. So yeah, it was last night, but it was also early this morning at the same time. So anywho, I had gotten on Facebook and I saw a post from one of my friends, and I was like, this is exactly what we're talking about. Just giving thanks in these past few days on DTM. So I thought I would share this with you. And I took a screenshot. I'm going to post it on the screen for you guys. Instagram and TikTok, I'm not going to flip the cameras around for you because it's just words, and I'm going to read the words out loud. Okay. So this is my friend, and she made this post on her Facebook profile. And I just want you guys to pay attention to what she's saying and think about how it applies to yesterday's lesson about being thankful always. And then think about how it will apply to today's lesson as we talk about tips for being thankful moving forward. Okay. So here's the post. Go. There we go. Oh, I got to take this off of there. Hold on one second so we can see all of it. Okay, it says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but until you change what's happening inside, no matter where you go, you'll be. Let me explain. I felt the same grief, pain, and distress in St. Thomas 2 weeks ago that I feel in Kentucky right now. There was beauty all around me, but I still had moments of utter despair while I was away. You can't run. Deal with your issues head on so that you can heal properly. It's not the trips, money, success, accolades, or material possessions that give you peace and happiness. You have to look inward on a daily basis to find it. For me, accepting Jesus Christ fully into my life and allowing him to lead and guide me has been the only peace I found. The catch is that I have to seek him every day in order to maintain that peace. Whenever I take my eyes off of him, all hell breaks loose. Hey, Ken. Hey, Carrington. So that was her Facebook post. And there are so many themes in there that we have talked about over these past 89 days. Well, going on 89 days. Okay. And so first and foremost, let me give you a little backstory. She went on vacation a few weeks ago, and she's had some very close people, including her mother, pass in her life over the past few years. And so she's been dealing with a lot of grief and, just a lot of personal life changes and things like that. So she went on vacation to try and treat herself a couple weeks ago. And so she made this post, and she was saying, even though she was on vacation and there was beauty all around her, she still felt that grief and utter despair at moments. The pain that she was in, she still felt it. She felt it the same on the beautiful island as she did right in her home state. And she said, you can't run from the things that are hurting you, that are causing you pain in your life. Now, how many times have we said you can't heal what you conceal? And how many times have we said when you try to run or hide from the pain and suffering that you've been through, the enemy is just going to use that to make you keep suffering and have you running all of your life? It doesn't actually go away. And so she is the living testimony of this. She is illustrating in real time how she is going through this very thing. And she said the only thing that has given her peace, actually, who was that? Let me see if I can find your comment. I'm not sure if you're still tuned in, but yeah, I really feel like that you meant because you never clarified, but I feel like that you meant your mother has passed away. Where did it go? Okay, Maisha, cousin Maisha on TikTok. This is for you because you said, how do I go in without my mom? And even though you never came back and clarified what you meant, I have a feeling that you mean that she has passed away. So she was saying, my friend, in her post, that the only peace that she has gotten has been from the Lord. And didn't I just say that same thing to you? Like, if you're looking for peace, that's not going to come from me. That's going to come from God himself. You got to seek him first. It's not going to come from the internet or any place else. Not that those things can't help and be a support, but first and foremost, you got to seek God because he's going to give you a peace that nobody else can understand. He's going to give you a peace that's not of this earthly nature. Okay. And so she was saying, let me put it back on the screen really fast, that not only does she have to look inward on a daily basis, but that she also has to seek God every single day. It isn't just a one-time deal. And we've talked about that many times. You don't make the decision one time and expect to be set for the rest of your life. No, you have to ongoing every day, make it a part of your regular lifestyle to prioritize Jesus and God in your life. To say, God, I choose you. God, I trust you. God, I am putting my faith in you. God, I am choosing to be obedient to how you are instructing me. God, I am choosing to be thankful to the things that you have blessed me with. I am choosing joy on a regular basis every single day. So I wanted to share that with you because I was like, oh, that is perfect with our current topic in DTM. Okay. So, tips for being thankful. Let's get fully into our discussion. You want to know something else that's funny about the timing of this discussion? Because, like we've said many times, there are no coincidences in God's kingdom. Okay. Nothing is by luck or chance of the draw. Because last night, or early this morning, I should say, luckily my husband doesn't watch the show because I'm about to tell on myself. I had sent some cookies to a client, just, wishing them well. And then after I sent them to a client, I was like, you know what? I'm going to send some cookies to my husband. Now, could I go upstairs and make some cookies? Of course. Could I go and buy some cookies? Of course. But instead, I wanted to order him some cookies that would come in the mail. And I put a little note for them to type in and include with the cookies. And so he's going to get a package in the mail sometime next week. And it's going to be these chocolate chip cookies. And it's going to have a note. And in the note, I'm not telling y'all all my business, but essentially, I just expressed words of gratitude and appreciation. Like, thank you for being the husband that you are, for being the father that you are. And, I see you going to work and your efforts and all of those things. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I love you. Along those lines. I just did that last night. Even though I could have just went upstairs and been like, thank you, husband. I love you. Not that I don't do that, because of course I do, but just those extra efforts of thanks can really make a difference in somebody's life. Because tonight we're actually going to talk about, the feeling of gratitude, but then actually actively expressing gratitude for God, for ourselves, for the people around us. Hey, Upshaw, welcome back. Okay. Just like I teach my kids, please and thank yous. And especially one thing is anytime someone is feeding you, thank them. When you go to your friend's house and they give you a snack or they let you eat dinner with them, make sure you thank their parents or whoever purchased or prepared the food. That's just something nice to do because we often get taken for granted for the little things. Trust me, I know. Okay, I'm sure anybody that has children can relate to feeling taken for granted, especially if you do all the things, or even taken for granted in a spouse, or even taken for granted at work. People just get so used to you taking care of this or taking care of that. And then before you know it, they're feeling entitled to whatever it is that you have been doing for them. So let's just practice gratitude, okay? Towards everyone. So let's continue in the discussion. Yeah, so you will hear my kids say all the time, thank you for the food. And I will never get tired of hearing them say, thank you for the food after I have fixed dinner. And they better be saying it to anybody else that ever feeds them as well, okay? Let's see. Cousin Mama Vivian says, yes, be grateful. Good to see you back again. Hey, Cousin Nancy. She says, hey, y'all, tuned in live from Los Angeles over on Clubhouse. So let's get back into the main part of our discussion. First, what I want to talk about is 3 types of gratitude. Okay. And now this is from someone named Dr. Chris Mothnick. Sure. Okay. Hopefully, I'm not mispronouncing your name if you should ever come across this. But I came across this article that Dr. Chris Mossonick wrote, and he has a PhD in psychology and all of those things. Well, actually, let me not misspeak because I don't know what his PhD is, but he had a whole bunch of credentials behind his name. Okay. So this was an article written by Dr. Chris Mossonick. Cousin Trey says, yes, it makes you a better person. Hey, welcome back, Cousin Glass Slipper. Hey, Mrs. Buckley. So 3 types of gratitude: state gratitude, trait gratitude, and expressed gratitude. So you're looking at me like, Lindsay, what did you just say? I'm so glad you asked, Corsica. Okay. So first we have state gratitude. Now, state gratitude is a temporary and situational type of gratitude. So let's just say I said, hey, can you grab my phone from across the room? And you went over, you grabbed my phone and you handed it to me. And I said, thank you. That's it. I was thankful that you handed me my phone from across the room. It is very temporary and very situational in the moment to what just happened or what just occurred. Okay. So that's state gratitude. Now, there's also trait gratitude, Trait. Hey, Cousin Chili Bean. Okay, now trait gratitude is more of an enduring characteristic or personality trait. This means you naturally express appreciation and gratitude in your day-to-day life. So I follow along this line because all throughout my day, usually I am being thankful of something. Just like earlier today, whenever I had some green lights, I was in my head, thank you, God, for that green light. Thank you. Thank you. Just different things like that. Thank you, God, for allowing us to arrive safely because my son had the start of a basketball tournament that was an hour and a half away today. And so we'll be going back there tomorrow. So I just said, thank you for allowing us to arrive safely. And, this is whenever you just naturally are appreciative. Cousin Jilly Bean says, hi, cuz, I miss you. Good to see you back. Hey, Marguerite. Hey, Sincera. Okay. You're naturally appreciative about the things in your life. You guys following so far? So we have state, which is very situational and temporary. And then we have trait, which is more of a personality type. You're genuinely appreciative on a regular basis, okay? Consistently. And you're probably usually more an optimistic or content or have a positive outlook on life because you're often grateful for the things around you. Okay. And then lastly, we have expressed trait. Means you express it. Expressed gratitude is the type we actively communicate to each other. So state is our temporary situational, trait is our regular consistent behavior of appreciation, and then expressed gratitude is when you actively communicate your gratitude towards others. So maybe you verbalize it or you show appreciation by giving somebody a card or giving them a hug of thanks or just showing support and positivity towards other people. So this helps to actually strengthen and foster good relationships and actually helps to create a positive social environment. Okay? So those are the three types of gratitude: state, trait, and expressed. And for those of you that are tuned in on certain video platforms, you can see it on the screen. So you can take a screenshot if you want to. Okay. Over here, let me see. Where was I? So we have three types of gratitude. And now Dr. Mucinek also talks about the gratitude gap. Now, I want you guys to think of these as we move forward, okay? Because this is good stuff. He talks about the gratitude gap. And the gratitude gap is a term that represents the space between the feelings of gratitude we experience and our actual expression of that gratitude. So, for example, let's say that I cooked dinner and my kids got their food, my husband got their food, everybody got their food, and they might feel grateful to be eating. Maybe I cooked their favorite thing for dinner, but that was it. They didn't tell me thank you, or they didn't give me a hug, or they didn't show excitement or anything. They didn't actively show gratitude for the meal that I just prepared for them. So that would be the gratitude gap. They might feel thankful, but they didn't actively express and let me know that they were thankful. Make sense? Let's say that you threw a big birthday party for somebody, maybe for your best friend or for your kid or for your significant other. And you could see the excitement on their face and they were really happy at their party, but they never actually came and specifically told you thank you for throwing me this party. That's a gratitude gap. Like they might have felt grateful and appreciative, but they never directly and actively expressed that appreciation. Does that make sense, everybody following? That's called a gratitude gap, okay? So now we have the 4 A's of gratitude. And hopefully I'm not going too fast for y'all because we're going to get into some tips of how we can be more thankful in our lives. And so I want to make sure that we get to those and we aren't here for 5 hours, okay? Because I got to get up early in the morning and drive back out of town for more basketball. So next that Dr. Chris Mosinick, that's what we'll go with. Dr. Chris Mosinick talks about in his article about gratitude are the 4 A's of gratitude. Okay. Baby girl Carmen, she's tuned in. She says, "Hi, Mom." And right now she's booing because she doesn't like to go to basketball tournaments. You'll be all right. Cousin baby girl Carmen says, "Don't worry. I always am thankful for your food and let you know if you haven't fallen asleep yet." Thank you, baby. Yes, you guys do a great job saying thank you after I feed y'all. And I appreciate y'all saying thank you after I feed y'all. So Dr. Chris Mosinick then goes on to explain the 4 A's of gratitude: awareness, appreciation, acceptance, and action. Okay. So first we have awareness. This first A involves becoming aware of the positive things in our lives. So that's just taking notice of all the blessings that God has blessed you with, taking notice of all the miracles that have occurred over your lifetime, taking notice of all the things that you have at your disposal or at your fingertips to use as a resource, to use as, whatever it is that you need to take care of your needs, to take care of your desires, just recognizing and being aware of all that you have. Okay, so awareness is the first step. And then we have appreciation. This is the next step in the 4 A's of gratitude. And this is the act of truly valuing and acknowledging the things that you have been blessed with. Okay, because remember, we talked about yesterday, someone out there in this world has it 10 times worse than you. And we often take for granted the things that we do have. Believe me, before 2007, I definitely took for granted my ability to walk on 2 legs, because we do it so regularly, it becomes commonplace for us that we dismiss the intricacies that come with actually moving your legs and being able to walk or being able to run, the intricacies that come with actually being able to move your fingers or see something or hear something or speak words out of your mouth. We start to take those things for granted, but when they're taken away from you, then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let me never take that for granted again. Okay, I can speak from experience. If you're new here, in 2007, I fully recovered from being brain dead and paralyzed after a fatal car wreck. Yes, I said paralyzed, but you see me moving. I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to talk for the longest. People had to ask me yes or no questions, and I had to blink once for yes, twice for no. That's how I had to communicate. So we take things for granted, especially the more commonly that they are in our lives. And so step 1 of the 4 A's of gratitude was just becoming aware of the blessings that we have, like our ability to walk, our ability to talk, our ability to write with our hands, our phones that we may be watching this live stream on, our ability to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Shout out Chris Tucker. You may not like paying bills, but the fact that you have bills to pay means that you have a home, you have utilities, you have food. You may not like the noodles that you're eating for the 5th day in a row, but you have something to eat. So just valuing and acknowledging the things that we do have. The 3rd A of gratitude is acceptance. So first we had awareness, then we had appreciation, now we have acceptance. And this refers to embracing the positive experiences and acknowledging that they exist and allowing for gratitude. Over here on Clubhouse, Cousin Nancy has her hand up. And on Facebook, Cousin Mama Net says, hello, granddaughter Carmen Ladybug. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Tootie. Hey, Sweet Mima. Hey, Cunningham. Okay, so this is embracing our positive experiences and acknowledging that they exist and allowing the space for us to be grateful to the blessings that we have. And the last A of gratitude is action. This final A involves taking action to express your gratitude. So not just thinking it, not just feeling it, but actively expressing it to other people, to God, out loud in general. Just like when I'm traveling, there's nobody in the car with me, but I will say out loud, oh, thanks for that green light. I'm talking to God, of course, but thank you for allowing me to make it safely. Oh, thank you for that discount at my favorite restaurant. I went to Cracker Barrel with my husband for a lunch date the other day. And, sometimes the special drinks you don't get refills on. Like, you get refills on water, soda, things like that. But, when they have the specialty drinks. And so they had a specialty lemonade that, had its own little menu. And so I had asked the lady, I said, before I guzzle this down, is it free refills or no? And she's like, yes, it's free refills. And then she's like, you can even take one home if you want. And so whenever it was time to go, she gave me a nice big cup, like a big old cup. This isn't the actual cup, but the cup was equally as big as this cup in my hand of the lemonade. And I was grateful because I had this lemonade. If you know me, I love all the flavors of lemonade that I could take with me. And I expressed that gratitude. And I said, thank you so much. Thank you for the gift, Zaria, on TikTok. I appreciate it. Hey, Dr. James Foster and Yolanda. Cousin Tabitha Leo's back with us. She says hello on Instagram. So we got to take action and express our gratitude. That helps to just maximize our feelings of joy. Don't just think it and don't just feel it, but also actively express it, okay? So now that we have those things in mind, thank you, Dr. Chris Mosinik, for your article on gratitude. Now, let's talk about some tips for being more thankful in our everyday lives, okay, Melanie? Now, some of these she talked about in the devotional. Cousin Joyce Meyer talked about 3 of these that we'll review in the devotional. We'll just go a little bit more in depth. But the first one was show appreciation for others. Very simple concept, yet we often don't do it. For your family, for your friends, and for strangers. Okay? So whenever I travel, I'm very friendly to the people around me, the people that are taking me places, the people that are working wherever I'm staying, whether it's a hotel or a resort. I'm just friendly and I'm smiling and I'm saying hello and I'm saying goodbye. And, if they are coming in my room to clean it up as I'm going out, I'm thankful and I express that appreciation. If I'm on a resort, I'm very friendly to the staff because unfortunately there's a lot of rude people in this world, but yet they're serving you. Even if they weren't serving you, we can still be thankful. But guess what happens as a result of my gratitude and my positivity and just smiling and showing kindness is that oftentimes they'll treat me special. Maybe they'll give me some extra snacks when they're cleaning my room and refilling up my little refrigerator area. Or maybe if it's the pool bar, the bartender makes my drink a little stronger. An extra shot of tequila in my margarita, okay? Or maybe when they see me walking up, rather than getting to me slowly whenever they get to me, they're happy to come and serve me. Because I'm happy and I show gratitude for them. Now, again, we shouldn't be showing, being kind and showing gratitude with expectations of receiving something. But I'm just saying, whenever you genuinely show appreciation for other people, not only does it help to have happiness and joy inside you, but it spreads joy amongst other people. And then they want to give that back. Okay. So there was some research actually performed by a company called Soul Pancake. And so what they did was they did some research on the impacts that happiness has. And it said when someone is feeling, when they actively express gratitude, that you actually increase your feelings of happiness by 19%. You increase your feelings of joy by 19% when you actively express gratitude. And we talked about on a long time ago the chemicals that happen when we are grateful and experiencing happy emotions, the chemicals that are released within our bodies and what it does to our health. I don't remember specifically which day that was, but that was way earlier in our 100-day journey. So make sure you go back and find that replay. Let me see. Can I just take a quick glance? If it pops out in my notes very quickly. Hold on, family. Give me 1 second so I can give you the exact day of that replay. Maybe. If anyone was here that day and remembers, you have your notes handy. Let me see. Put it in the comments because I'm not finding it quick enough. And I don't want to keep you waiting. Here we go. Day 19. Day 19. We talked about some bad chemicals and we talked about some good chemicals that are released in our body. So make sure you go back and watch the replay of day 19. Okay? Cousin Tabitha Leo says on Instagram, what about writing gratitude down on a paper? And yes, we're actually going to get to that in just a second. Any way that you actively express gratitude is beneficial, not only for you, but to the people that also may be experiencing that action. Okay. Hey, Marion, welcome. So, number one was show appreciation for others, family, friends, and strangers, because you'd be shocked, or maybe you won't be shocked, how infrequent that actually happens. That's why I'm very, very big on manners in my house. Hey, the dreamer, welcome. Okay. And not only for God, but again, definitely want to be thankful to God. But let me reiterate one more time. Also, to family, friends, and even strangers, be appreciative. The people handing you your food when you're going through a drive-through at a fast food place. It seems really simple, but yet most of us don't do it. You know, don't take their attitude personal. They probably had a whole 8-hour shift of negative Nancy's coming through their drive-through. Be the one to change the atmosphere for the better. The dreamer says, thank you goes a long way. Absolutely. Gratitude is a spiritual currency. Think of it that way, okay? Gratitude is a spiritual currency. And the more that you express gratitude, actively express gratitude, then you are just making deposits into your spiritual currency bank. And they never expire. Okay? So some of y'all spiritual bank accounts is looking kind of low. Now, some of you guys that have what is it? Trait gratitude. You regularly, it's a part of your natural personality to consistently express gratitude. You have a whole big wealthy spiritual bank account that you don't even know that you have, or maybe you do. But think of gratitude as a spiritual currency, and the money never expires. You don't have to use it up by December 31st or anything like that, okay? The more you express it, the more that it grows. Cousin Mercedes says, hello, cousin. Amen. Over on YouTube. Welcome back. Okay. So let's look at Psalm chapter 34, verse 1 through 3. It says, I will praise the Lord with all my heart. I will praise the Lord. Let all who are helpless listen and be glad. Honor the Lord with me. Celebrate his great name. That says, praise the Lord for all things with all your heart. Be grateful for all that he's blessed you with. Okay. Praise the Lord. Let's see. Cousin Tabitha Leo says, can saying gratitude be too much of you if you say it? Wait, you say it to some more than 3 times? What do you mean if you say it more than 3 times? Like if I made you dinner and you're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or can you clarify what you mean? I'm of the belief that you can never show too much appreciation. I mean, don't overdo it to where it just seems like you're performing, because that's not what we want. We don't want to perform. We don't want to, be fake, but just be genuine, be real, just like that. Hey, Dr. Sandesh, welcome. Okay. So tip number 2 is to meditate on your blessings. The things that God has blessed you with. Think about those things on a regular basis. And we've referenced Philippians before. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, where it specifically says to think about things like this. So when God has blessed you with this or with that, or he's delivered you from this situation or from that situation, or he's answered your prayer, or he's gave you healing, or he's provided a miracle in your life, think about those things on a regular basis. Remember earlier, and this was within the first 21 days, I believe, I told you guys to create a prayer jar. Not a prayer jar, a love jar. Excuse me, I misspoke. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Cousin Fancy. Hey, Salama. Okay, so let's look at Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. And again, we've went over this verse many times before on previous days. So here's yet another reminder. It says, finally, my friends, keep your minds on whatever is true, pure, right, holy, friendly, and proper. Don't ever stop thinking about what is truly worthwhile and worthy of praise. Hey, Dr. Tracy, over on TikTok. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to DTM. So Philippians chapter 4, 8, we have to meditate on the things that we have been blessed with, cousins, on a regular basis. That helps us to have that spirit of gratitude. That helps us to have the trait gratitude. Remember? That's why I share those things with you at the very beginning. The 3 types of gratitude: state, trait, and expressed. Whenever we regularly are meditating on the things that we have blessed with and the things that we're grateful for in our lives, that helps us to walk in that middle one, the trait gratitude, a lot easier and on a regular basis. Cousin Tabitha Leo on Instagram says, yes, different times to the same person for the same thing that they have done for you. As I said earlier, just be genuine about it. Okay. I am of the belief that you can't ever show too much appreciation. Just be genuine. Don't make it like you're performing to where it starts to seem fake. But if you're just naturally you, then it'll be fine. Okay. What's next? So number 1 was to show appreciation for others, family, friends, and strangers included. And obviously God is a given. Number 2 was to meditate on your blessings. And number 3 is to shift your perspective. So reframe negative situations. Think back over the things that you've experienced in your life and reframe them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from that experience? Or how can I grow from that experience? If you're struggling with a situation right now, don't have yourself a pity party. Instead, ask those same 2 questions. What can I learn from this moment? What can I learn from the circumstances that I'm in? Or how can I grow as a person, as a Christian, as a wife, as a mom, as a brother, as a husband, as a dad, as a best friend, as a business owner, as whatever it is? How can I grow from this situation that I'm in? And take it to the Lord. Pray about it. Say, help me to find clarity in my current circumstances. Hey, fourth son, welcome. So shift your perspective and reframe negative situations. And we've talked about that before. Okay. Hey, user 7219, I'm not working. User 7219 on TikTok says, why work on Good Friday? I'm not working, but thank you. This isn't work. So number 4 is create reminders of your blessings. And that's where the love jar comes in. You see mine behind me. Well, some of you can see it behind me. You guys on camera number 1 can see it behind me. Wait, let me see if I can backwards adjust my finger. Right. Oh, right. There we go. There. You see that pink L behind me? That's my love jar. Inside of my love jar are little slips of paper or little cards or little notes that I've received from people or that I wrote down myself. Like if I experienced something fun or something happy or something to just be grateful for, a memory that I never want to forget, then I would write it down, what happened, on a little slip of paper, fold it up and drop it in. Or if somebody gave me a nice note, I would take the note, fold it up and drop it in. And so then if I'm ever struggling, if I'm having a bad day, I can shake it up and I can grab something out of the love jar and I can read it. And I can take my mind back to that memory and feel and express those feelings and emotions all over again. Okay? So that's a love jar. So create reminders of your blessings. That helps you to meditate on your blessings. So, like you were talking about, Cousin Tabitha, what about writing your blessings down? Yes. Or writing down the things that you're grateful for. That is a great opportunity to to create a gratitude journal. That's the whole thing. So, how do you create reminders of your blessings? You can create a love jar. Cousin Katasha is familiar with that. She actually did that one and she invited her friend to do it and she loves it. She was here for whenever we gave that day. You can create a gratitude journal like Cousin Tabitha was asking about. You can take pictures. Now, me, I love pictures. I still take them a lot, but not as much as I used to because it's a visual reminder it literally is a snapshot of a moment in time. Cousin Trey says yes over on TikTok. That's why I love pictures so much because it is a snapshot of a moment in time. And you can look at a picture and you can be filled with so many emotions. Mm-hmm. That's why whenever people, sometimes if they find an old box and in the box is pictures of them and an ex-toxic boo thing that they're no longer with, they start to get angry and like, oh, can't believe I still have these. And they'll rip up the picture or they'll set the picture on fire or something because pictures, they make you relive the emotions that go with that picture. So take pictures, guys. I like to still have the old school, like printed out pictures, but a lot of them are digital these days. But every now and then I'll go back through my children's photo books, and I'll actually flip through their scrapbooks and I'll relive the joyful moments. I'll relive the happiness. I'll feel the emotions that I experienced whenever that picture was taken. Same thing with videos. Cousin Trey says, me too. Pics are very sentimental. Yes. God forbid if my house ever burned down, knock on wood, we don't want to put that into existence. But that would be one of the things that I would want to save are my pictures. Like once I know everybody is safe as far as human beings, please try and grab a picture book, try and grab a scrapbook. Cousin Trey says, my little one has a photo album all about him, as do mine as well. Actually, I'm really excited because I just went back through all of their school year pictures. And I made sure I had one for every year. And I ordered the ones I didn't have. And then I ordered a big frame. It's in there. And it'll have it's their year frame. So it'll have their baby picture, a preschool picture, and then it'll go kindergarten all the way through graduation. And so I'm super excited to actually put the pictures in there and hang those frames up on the wall because then I'll see how they grow from year to year. Pictures are sentimental. So those are great reminders of your blessings. So a prayer journal, a gratitude journal, pictures, videos, creating a love jar. Just create some type of reminder of the blessings that you have. Cousin Trey says, oh, I love that idea. Yes. Once I'm done, I'll show it to you. Send me a DM and I'll take a picture and show it to you. Okay. Cousin Tabitha Leo says, did you find my testimony? Yes. Thank you. I did. Speaking of testimonies, if devotional time for mindset has positively impacted your life in any way, shape, or form, whether it was just a little bit or a whole lot of bit, I don't care how much it was. If it has impacted your life at all, please go to mindsetmastersuite.com and leave a testimonial. That is the only favor that I am asking of all you cousins. So please, thank you, Tabitha. Yes, I did receive yours. Appreciate it. She says, is that the cup behind you? Yes. So it's not a cup. I'll show you guys. This is my love jar. And the L does not, well, I guess it could also stand for love, but the L is for Lindsay. But this is my love jar. So you can see, like, here, I'll show this camera in a second. Let me show these other two. You see those little slips of papers? That's where I wrote down memories that I didn't want to forget. You see that at the bottom? And I'll show you the sides. So it's literally just a jar that I decorated. And I put cards in there. I put little things in there. And it's called a love jar. And you can create one for yourself. And this can be a reminder of the blessings that you have so that you are consistently walking in gratitude. You are consistently reminded of how blessed you are. Okay? Hey, Ahmed. Hey, Rowan. Welcome. Let's pull one out here. I'll share one with you. Hopefully it's not one that's too personal. I'll grab one of the little slips here. So you can see all kinds of stuff stuffed in here. Here's a little slip. And this is from March 12th, 2013. This was 11 years ago, March 12th, 2013. It says, okay, you guys ready? It says, Tyler was in the bed at least an hour, supposed to be asleep for the night. I sneezed downstairs and Tyler yells, "Bless you, Mom." Now, that might not mean very much to you, but for me, that was just a moment. And so I only had this much space. So, I just had to get the nitty gritty of the memory to be able to remember. So let me explain a little bit more in case you didn't understand what I said. So my son, this was 2013, so he would have been 4 or 3.5. And he was supposed to be asleep. Like mind you, he had been in bed for over an hour and was supposed to be asleep. And I was all the way downstairs and I sneezed. And after I sneezed, I heard this little toddler voice scream, "Bless you, Mom." And it was so precious. And it made my heart melt. And it made me laugh. And I didn't get mad that he was still awake. I did not at all. But just that moment, even now, just thinking about it, so many feels, such a precious moment. And so now I can open it and I can relive that moment. It is a reminder of the blessing of not only my child, but the blessing of his consideration. Because how many of you would hear somebody sneeze in a completely different room and be willing to yell, "Bless you"? Some people don't even say "bless you" after a sneeze. And I know that can maybe be a cultural thing, but in this house, we tell each other "bless you" after somebody sneezes. Cousin Trey says, "Wow, very creative." Whoa, 2013. I know, right? I know. This actually should be way more full, but in full transparency, there was a period of time where I completely forgot that I had it. Like it was on a shelf and it got moved and I completely forgot about it for a while. So just getting back in the habit of just refilling it up because I should be a whole bunch further more. And Cousin Trey says, "Oh, I love the toddler stage." I know, right? Cousin Tabitha says, "So cute. That is precious." So you guys can do the same thing. Just create reminders of the blessings that you have around you. Create reminders of the things that you have to be grateful for. Okay. Now, you can't really see it on camera, but right here I wrote, "To God be the glory." Because he's blessed me with so much. And this is really great to have if you're having a bad day and you need something to pick you up. Okay. So, number 5 is to be thankful for honesty. Now, this one was in the devotional. Be thankful for honesty. Remember, we talked about whenever our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors are doing something wrong, whenever they're falling into temptation, we are to correct them with love. not condemn them, not judge them, but we should care about their well-being as well. And so we are to correct them with love. And so not only does God correct us with love, but we are also to correct each other with love. So being grateful whenever people are honest with you and not in a mean, malicious type of way, okay? When they're honest with you because they love you and they want to see you do better. Just like with my friends, I will regularly say, because every now and then there might be a situation that occurs and I'll have to call up my besties like, hey, I'm about to tell you just what just happened and let me know if I'm wrong, because sometimes it's hard for us to see our own behaviors and how they may be perceived by other people. And I would expect them to let me know if I'm wrong, if I was wrong, to correct me and be honest that, hey, girl, I love you, Lindsay, but you was wrong. Okay. And I appreciate that. Even if it hurts to be wrong, I appreciate that. Hey, Emma. Hey, McSherry. So be thankful for honesty. Now let's look at it in scripture. Okay. Cousin Joyce says, hello there. Let me see. First, we're going to look at Proverbs chapter 3, verses 11 and 12. This says, my child, don't turn away or become bitter when the Lord corrects you. The Lord corrects everyone he loves, just as parents correct a child they dearly love. Okay? Hey, Marianne. Because, we talked about giving all our situations to God and, talking to him about them. And sometimes we might not like his answers to our questions, but we still have to be willing to be obedient in spite of that. And so Proverbs 3, verses 11 and 12 says, my child, don't turn away or become bitter when the Lord corrects you. The Lord corrects everyone he loves, just as parents correct a child they dearly love. Now, that's in regards to the Lord correcting us, but let's also look at us correcting each other, being honest with each other with love, not with judgment. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15 says, if one of my followers sins against you, go and point out what was wrong, but do it in private, just between the two of you. If that person listens, you have won back a follower. Hold on one second. Come on. There we go. Okay. I had to do my live verification over on TikTok. Did you guys hear that? Matthew 18:15 says, if one of my followers sins against you, go and point out what was wrong, but do it in private, just between the two of you. If that person listens, you have won back a follower. So in other words, you don't got to put everybody on blast whenever they do wrong. Go correct them with love. Correct them in private. It's between you and them. Just pull them to the side and say, hey, that situation that just happened right there, how you behaved or what you just said to that person, that wasn't really about the right. And I know you're better than that. And I'm not judging you because, sometimes we get in our emotions. Sometimes the enemy, he's trying to take over a little bit. But I just want to let you know that, we going to do better, okay? I still love you, though. Now, go on about your business. Go on. Go ahead now. Okay? We don't got to blast it everywhere. Cousin Tabitha Leo says, I have a plan of making friends accountable for her behavior by becoming friends with someone who will make her more accountable. So your plan is for your friend, wait, hold on. Your plan to make your friend become more accountable is for you to become friends with someone that will make her more accountable. Is that what you mean? Hey, Linda. Hey, Rue. Hey, nonconformity. Okay, so be thankful for honesty and corrective love, loving, um, being corrected with love. Oh, so wait, for her to become friends. So you are going to introduce your friend to somebody else that's going to make her more accountable. Did I get that right? Number 6 is to be present in the moment. Cousin Nancy says, be back tomorrow. Love DTM. Thanks, Cousin Nancy. Be present in the moment. Savor the flavor of the moment you are experiencing. Did you know that oftentimes we overeat because we're eating too fast? And if we actually slowed down our eating and didn't just gobble it up, but if we slowed down and savored the flavor, we actually wouldn't eat as much, because as we are slowing down our eating, we are giving our bodies more time to digest the food through, and we'll become full before we get through the whole thing. And we can slow down by savoring the flavor. You know, in some places overseas, it's actually very rude to quickly eat your food. In some cultures, you're supposed to taste each of the seasonings. Matter of fact, try that the next time you eat. And I think I said this yesterday when I was talking about being thankful. Just be present in the thing that you're eating. I don't care if it's a $5 combo meal from a fast food restaurant, or you done cooked a whole 5-course meal in your kitchen. Okay. Slow down your eating. Try to decipher and discern each different seasoning, each flavor within the dish that you are eating. Feel the textures in your mouth. Smell it as you're eating. So, with wine and alcohol, like bourbons and whiskeys and things like that, and with wine, if you've ever been wine tasting, or if you've ever been like on a bourbon tour or a whiskey tour or anything like that, there's rules to this, okay? And people that are connoisseurs of wine and bourbons and whiskeys and things, they know these rules, but the average person doesn't know this rule, that you're really supposed to sip your drinks. And before you even get to the sipping, you're supposed to sniff and smell the aromas of your drink. You're supposed to swirl your drink, because that does something to like the aeration process of the drink. You know, before you drink your bourbons, your whiskeys, you're supposed to put a drop of water or add a little bit of water to help release more of the flavors. Did y'all know all this? Now, I knew it at a surface level, but y'all remember that commercial I had to film the other day? It was for a distillery. I'm not saying no names right now because it's not released yet, but it was a commercial for a distillery. And so we were supposed to be a team, you know, going through a private tour to pick out our barrel to, you know, that we purchased or whatever. And so as we're going through the different things of the commercial, like there's an actual real tour guide who is talking us through all the things that we're supposed to be doing. And so I learned a lot of extra things about the proper way to drink bourbon, to drink whiskey. And I know that it applies to wine as well, because I've been on a wine tasting tour, and connoisseurs, people that love these things and know all about all the alcohols and the wines, you know, you will see them sniffing and swirling their glass. They're not swirling it just for fun. Like there's a reason why they're doing all those things. So they're savoring the flavor. And so you might be like, girl, you don't went off on a tangent. No, I'm not. Those are just examples, tangible examples, because when you're being present in the moment, I want you to savor the flavor of that moment. You get me? Cousin Trey says, I knew none of this. Listen, I knew it kind of at a surface level, but I did not even know the water thing or anything like that. I learned so much. Cousin Jelly Bean says, I get you. Thank you. Thank you. Savor the flavor of the moment. Be present in the moment. Put down your phone. Like on the commercial that I was shooting, I didn't have my purse or anything with me. I had my phone at some point, but I didn't really have any pockets. And so one of my co-leads was willing to put my phone in their pocket for me while we were filming. And there was at one point in between scenes where he was like, "You want to check your phone?" I was like, "No, it's okay. It's fine. It can stay in there until we're done." Like, no. And I'm sure like there was messages and things like that, but I was being present in the moment. A lot of times, especially nowadays, we struggle to even put our phones down, guys. You know? Just like I was telling you, I was on a lunch date with my husband the other day, and it was funny because he specifically had asked me a question, and I had to look on my phone for the answer. And every time I was on my phone, her waitress kept coming up. And in my head, I was like, "Oh, she probably thinks I'm like not paying attention to my husband." But I really am. I'm just trying to answer his question that he just asked me. But the answer, I need to look at the date on the calendar. But after that, like I turned my phone over and put it down. Cousin Jilly Bean says, "Yeah, we do. I'm guilty of that. Listen, I have been guilty of that myself as well." Cousin Tabitha Leo says, "Yes, I get you." Cousin Trey says, "Yes, slowing down to enjoy what life has to give. I still need to work on it." We can work on it together, family. We can hold each other accountable in the official devotional time for mindset. Okay. Hey, cousin Brittany is back on YouTube. She says, "Hey, fam." Bye, fam. Okay, so savor the flavor of the moment. Be present in the moment. Be present with the people you are around. Like I have a one friend that used to come to my ladies' weekends. Hey, Dr. Natasha, welcome. Hey, welcome back, cousin Lady TLW. She says hi on TikTok. And, sometimes it was like, "Girl, why did you even come? Because you are on your phone the whole time. We're supposed to be fellowshipping, enjoying each other's company, but you're on your phone talking to your boo thing or doing whatever. Like, put your phone down." And so at some point we had a rule, okay, no phones. We designated times to check our phones if we need to check in with kids or whatever. Hey, Beth. So be present in the moment. Savor the flavor of the present moment. Think about that. Cousin Dr. Natasha on Clubhouse says blessings. So that was number 6. And that was the last one. That was the last tip that we had for more ways to be grateful. So remember, yesterday we talked about being thankful always. Today we talked about being thankful and went a little bit more in depth about that. Oh, something else I was going to share with you guys. Hey, welcome back, Anne-Marie. So yesterday we were talking about being thankful, and let me tell you, because remember I said, being thankful for even the small things that we take for granted day in and day out. And after devotional was over last night, and I had pulled up my Facebook at some point, and there was a reel, and it was of a guy, and he was holding his daughter, and his daughter had a disability. He was holding his infant daughter, and she had a disability. I saw that she had a feeding tube. I don't know what exactly was her specific medical challenge, but I definitely could tell. And so it was just a reminder to be thankful. Okay. And so just the fact that I had saw that immediately after we had just shared some things about somebody always has it worse for you. Not that this man has it worse or anything like that. But you get what I mean. If you have healthy children, they might get on your nerves sometimes, but be thankful that you have healthy children. If you have a toxic job, be thankful that you have a job for one, and then ask the Lord how he wants you to proceed. Because, so remember the video I showed you the other day about the guy who was talking about, what was he talking about? I kind of forgot a little bit, family, because listen, it was a really good message, but it was the guy, he had the beard, and I know the part that I want to share with you, but I can't remember the first part of the video anymore because I've had a lot of sleep since then. But at one point he said about a toxic environment, about a toxic job or something. He was like, whenever I walk into toxic situations, they don't stay toxic. And I meant to point that out to you guys whenever I played the video and I forgot. But they don't stay toxic because he said, when I walk in, the toxicity changes. It doesn't increase, but it changes because I am not contributing to the toxicity. So whenever I just mention about maybe you have a toxic job, be grateful that you have a job. Also, maybe that is your role in that job to decrease the toxicity of that job. Maybe that's why God put you in that position. So meanwhile, instead of complaining about how toxic it is, shift your perspective. Be grateful that you have a job. Ask God for clarity about what he wants you to do in this position, because maybe you're the one to get rid of the toxicity in that job. You guys get what I'm saying? Thank you for the likes on TikTok. So that is all that we have. So your day 89 intentional insight and act is to actively express appreciation for at least 3 people in the next 24 hours. Hey, Mike. Actively express appreciation for at least 3 people in the next 24 hours. Whether that is verbally, whether you make them a card, buy them a card, whether you treat them to Starbucks just to say thank you, maybe you give them a hug. I don't know. I don't care. You decide whatever it is, but show active appreciation for at least 3 people in the next 24 hours. 3 different people. Feel free to do more. Okay. Welcome back, Cousin Karmic. We're actually wrapping up, so make sure you catch the replay. Go to mindsetmastersuite.com and click on the YouTube link, and you'll see all the replays there. So feel free to do more than 3, because remember, as you express joy and appreciation towards others, it only enhances your joy and appreciation. It feeds your soul as equally as it feeds theirs. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be simple things. Okay? So that is what I want you to do in the next 24 hours, is to actively express appreciation for at least 3 different people. Got it, cousins? Hey, the line lady. That's it. So with that said, that is a wrap on day 89 devotional time for mindset. Again, mindsetmastersuite.com is where you can download your free copy of the book if you want to follow along as we wrap up these last 11 days. And remember, on day 101, okay, Zaria? Day 101, be prepared to go to mindsetmastersuite.com, click on the live button, and join me live on camera to celebrate the completion of our 100-day journey. And my only favor to ask of you guys, if DTM, aka Devotional Time for Mindset, has impacted your life in any way, I don't care how little or big, please go to mindsetmastersuite.com and click on the button that says leave a testimonial and leave a testimonial. For those of you that have done that, I appreciate it very, very much. Look at me walking like I'm talking, telling you guys I appreciate you if you have left a testimonial already. And I appreciate you guys for showing up and being here with me on DTM, whether it's your first day or your 5th day or your 5th week or your 89th day. Okay. I appreciate every single last one of you, because I know that time is valuable and you could be doing anything in the world, but you have trusted your time here with me to guide you on this journey as we are strengthening our walk with Christ. Okay. So mindsetmastersuite.com is your home base for all things DTM. That is where you can find the YouTube link. to find all the replays. That is where you can submit your answers for our favorite list. That is where you can submit a prayer request. That is where you can leave a testimonial. And that is where you can subscribe to our official DTM community to continue beyond our 100-day journey. Okay. So with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow for day 90 of Devotional Time for Mindset. Tabitha Leo says, great session. Good night. See you tomorrow. All right, guys. Bye.